It's race week! Hi, my name is Abelemkpe, the Red Line Freak, and welcome to my preview to the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you are new to this channel or this is your first time watching a video on this channel, please subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell, and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this video. Alright, with that said, let's just get right to it. So round 2 of the F1 2019 season takes us to Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now the Bahrain Grand Prix is held at the Bahrain International Circuit, which is a 5.412 kilometer long circuit comprising of 15 corners, and Formula 1 cars will be lapping it for 57 times for a total race distance of 308.484 kilometers, which is quite low. The most race wins by a single driver at the Bahrain Grand Prix is Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari. He has 4 race wins there, I think closely followed by Lewis Hamilton, who has 3. Also, the most successful team at the Bahrain Grand Prix is Ferrari with 6 race wins. So what makes the Bahrain Grand Prix special? Well, first of all, it's a race that's held under floodlights, and the cars just look absolutely beautiful under floodlights. Just take a look at some of these pictures. The cars just look lovely going under the floodlights, and if some drivers have very interesting helmet designs with glitter and all those things in it, they also reflect all the light and makes it nice. Also, the racetrack, the way the racetrack is designed, the layout, it promotes a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing, which is what we all love, instead of cars following each other like a wedding procession. But it promotes a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing, especially in turn 1. That's where we have the heavy braking zone, so cars come down the pit lane doing almost over 320 kilometers, which is 200 miles per hour, and they have to slow down to about 80 kilometers to take the first corner, which is a tight right-hander. And Formula 1 cars are very good at braking, and that's one place to see just how good they are. So the drivers accelerate well over, coming down the pit lane straight, well over 200 miles per hour, 320 kilometers, and they have to slow down to 80 kilometers within less than 100 meters. So usually you see the front disc or the front rotors of the Formula 1 cars glowing red hot from extreme braking, and the racetrack is also tough on brakes because there are lots of heavy braking zones, especially turn 1. It makes it really nice. And from turn 5, 6, and 7, where you have the swooping right, left, right curves, it's also really great, and it promotes a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing. A classic example is 2014, when Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg were battling it out for the lead. Another thing that makes the Bahrain Grand Prix very interesting is because a night race, setting up the cars for the race is very tricky, in the sense that in any Formula 1 race weekend, we have 3 practice sessions, qualifying, and the race. And in Bahrain, the first and third practice sections are usually done during the day, and the second and qualifying is done during the night, and the race at night. So setting up the cars is tricky because the cars are sensitive to temperature, especially track temperature and ambient temperature. So if you set up your car well during the day and it gets cooler at night, your car wouldn't function that well. So usually it's a setup mambo jumbo for the teams, because the temperatures vary greatly. So a lot of effort goes into setting up the cars well, free practice too, so that they know what they work with in qualifying a race, because once you are done with qualifying, you can't change the setup on the car. That's the rules of Formula 1. So a lot of the teams struggle and focus all their energy to set up the car well in free practice too. And also, because Bahrain is a desert, there's a lot of heat and there's a lot of sand. So already to be in Formula 1, you need a lot of mental thinking capacity. You need to be on your A game all the time, not just the drivers, team principal, mechanics, and all. Now adding a component of heat there makes it almost unbearable, especially when you're wearing these heavy race suits and all those heat resistant, fire resistant stuff. It makes it very hot, especially if you're in the driving seat. You have a near 1,000 horsepower engine behind you, also blowing a lot of heat. It makes it very tough. It's like you're in a mini sauna and you have to drive very fast. So yeah, that also adds to the technicality or the challenge of the race. Also, there is sand. Now, like I said, because it's a desert, Bahrain is a desert, and the track is built on a desert, there's a lot of sand that blows in onto the racetrack, and the sand on the racetrack is like water, so it makes the track very slippery and you know, especially free practice run, you see a lot of cars sliding out, like the way guys slide into ladies' DMs. You see that happening a lot. So yeah, it also adds to the how difficult it is. So it also adds to the spectacle, and that's one reason I also like it. What do we expect from the teams and the drivers at the Bahrain Grand Prix going into the Bahrain Grand Prix race weekend? Well, we all know that Ferrari didn't do well in Australia, so they will want to make amends for that in Bahrain. And there have been reports from Ferrari's camp saying that they've finally understood what happened in Australia, why they weren't competitive, and they fixed it, so they'll be competitive in Bahrain. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff also said that he expects Ferrari to be very competitive in Bahrain. Now, I expect both teams to, you know, go be at each other's throats, neck to neck, like all through the race weekend, and that's what we all want. We just don't want an easy walk in the park. I mean, a lot of Hamilton fans just wanting to streak away, but others also want, you know, Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel, Leclerc all fighting for the race. It makes it nice, makes it interesting, and makes it more fun, and TV ratings, viewing also go up. So yeah, I expect it to be really tough at the front. Red Bull, Honda too, I expect them to get into the competition a bit, but we still don't know how good the Honda engine is in terms of reliability and performance. At least we know from Australia that, you know, it's good, but now we are in a different temperature zone and all those things. Will the engine be able to last? I don't know. I really hope it does, and I really hope they also have a good race, that you can have 3 teams fighting for the race win, which is actually really nice. The midfield battle, what to expect? I mean, the midfield battle for me is the holy grail of Formula 1 right now. Some people call it Formula 1.5 or whatever, but I just feel it's the most competitive midfield battle I've ever seen in a long time, since the turbo hybrid era began. Now you have Renault, Haas, Alfa Romeo all fighting for 4th in the Constructors' Championship, which is titled best of the rest. And as and now, it looks like Haas is the one winning that battle, but obviously it's just one race out of 21 races, so you can't really bank on that to see who wins. But Haas and Alfa Romeo look comfortable and well pleased with their car. Their car works really well. They look relaxed, and they look like their car is what they want it to be, behaving how they want it to be. Renault is a bit, you know, pensive, if I should say, because one, they have a lot of money pumped into their project, and this year they want to be a class ahead of the midfield battle, to be in their sort of no man's land, you know. And it doesn't, from right now, it doesn't really look like that's what it is. So there's a lot of, you know, a lot going on in there, and yeah, it's a bit tight for them. But I expect Daniel Ricciardo to come out strong with his honey badger blows flying around on the racetrack, making amends for Australia. And yeah, midfield battle will really be strong, because you have Kevin Magnussen there, who wouldn't give up his position. He wouldn't go down without a fight, definitely. So it's going to be really interesting. And you know, Kimi Raikkonen there, he loves Bahrain. He has the most podiums in Bahrain. So he also knows the track like the back of his icy hand. So yeah, you're expecting to also get a good result. So all in all, it's going to be really interesting. Williams, would they be able to close the gap? Would they be a tad competitive, or would they be in no man's land in the last battle, please? I really hope they can be a bit competitive, or even close the gap marginally. In Australia, they were at over 2 seconds off the pace of the rest of the pack, and I'm talking about 18th and 17th, were about 2 seconds off the pace. I really wish they can close the gap and be a bit more competitive, because honestly speaking, it's sad to see Williams that far off. I mean, it's sad to see any team that far off. We're on the teams bunched up where, you know, any least mistake, that's it. But for a team to be so far off the pace, it's really sad and disheartening. So I really hope Williams can, you know, close the gap a bit. It will be a sigh of relief, and it will be really good. So with that said, I've come to the end of my preview to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who would win? Who would come in second? Who would come in third? Who will surprise? Who will be the big blow? Who would whatever? Let me know your comments. I'm predicting it will be tight. I'm predicting Ferrari would win with Vettel and Leclerc will come second and Bottas will come third. I don't know why I'm saying that, I'm just saying it, but it's racing, anything can happen. I know Hamilton would want to, make a statement. Bottas too would also want to let everyone know that it wasn't a fluke in Australia. He really means business. Vettel also wants to get his campaign on with a win at Bahrain. Leclerc also wants to let people know that, he's actually here. Max Verstappen will be in there to break people's hearts. And it's just going to be manic. I can't really predict who would win, but anyway, that's the beauty of racing. That's the beauty of Formula One. You just go, you watch, you will have someone you're rooting for, but at the end of the day, the person may win or might not win. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. And without much ado, I'll just come to the end of the video. Also, you can watch the Formula One race live with fellow Formula One fans and petrolheads at the multi-choice office, head office at Abelemkpe at 1 p.m. Entry is free. Just come. Let's have a good time, watch the race and cheer your favorite driver on to victory. So I'll see you there on Sunday 1 p.m. and if you come, just look for me, you'll find me, I'll be there. Just look for me, come say hello. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @Bachman_, all small letters, @Bachman_. Yeah, it's always small letters, @Bachman_. So I'll see you on Sunday. Stay safe, peace out, and see you on Sunday.